surprised by what's happening now?
No. I made a video 3 years ago called the Imminent Digital Exile, speaking about exactly this. What I will say is I'm surprised how quickly it has ramped up and happened. I kind of figured I'd have to wait a little longer to be vindicated on this one. But the whole video was talking about kind of this Black Mirror scenario where, we get to the point where you're literally getting locked out of your fridge, your Apple fridge or Samsung fridge, because it's like you made a racist comment with your friend while watching a movie last night, and then you're not allowed to get money from your bank account. You're not allowed to take the bus, like a social credit system type horrifying future, except the social credit is not making funny jokes. And I look at that and I'm like, actually, there are people not allowed to access money from their bank account at this very moment because of their politics. There are people not allowed to use MasterCard because of their politics. I'm not allowed to use a few payment processors. And obviously I have a ban from Patreon and a few other things, and I know I'm on thin ice. What really sucks is I have to think about that every time I do something. I actually filmed a video about the Capitol riots right after they happened, and I was about to hit post, and then I was like, oh, is this just going to get my entire YouTube channel removed, and then I'm not going to be able to promote my documentaries at all? I'm not going to be able to have any sort of connection with all these people I've built up a trust and relationship over the years. Maybe I'll just wait for it to cool down a bit and then post it. And that sucks that I have to think like that, because you still have to, like, if you just completely lose, and some people, they're like, oh, I'll leave Facebook, I'll leave Twitter, I'll just leave it all and go to other social media sites. But I'm like, no, wait until you're banned, because you still have the ability to reach out to people that wouldn't necessarily hear you before. And you need to take advantage of that. You shouldn't just give up and surrender the culture and popular platforms to the radical left just because, oh, well, they're going to ban you one day anyways. No, do what you can until they do. Fight to the bitter end.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier for them if they just don't have to do anything and everyone just self-segregates. And it's like, now we have control of the entire conversation here, the other thing that I think you'd agree with is in terms of self-censoring, it would be a lot easier if there was even the remote possibility these rules are somehow coherent or objective. But it's always after the fact. There's no pretense that it's something that can make sense. It's like flipping a coin. And if it was like, okay, these 2 minutes of this video, violate terms of service, then you could easily have the option, okay, delete those 2 minutes, leave my video. But of course, that's not a possibility.
Right, exactly. It's they leave it all very obscure so they can ban you for anything. And with my ban from Patreon, they just invented something after the fact. So when you have all these people online say, well, just follow the terms of service and you won't get banned, it's like they will change the terms of service to make sure you get banned. It's like a communist court system. They will find something you did wrong. They made it for me, for Patreon, they called it manifest observable behavior. Coincidentally, MOB was the was the acronym
that sounds
there.
like Scientology, right?
Yeah.
Like someone's like exhibiting manifest observable behavior. It just sounds ominous.
So yes, they sent me an email and they said your manifest observable behavior could lead to loss of life, and we don't want to promote an activity that could lead to loss of life. I remember showing a lawyer this, and he's like, skydiving could lead to loss of life. Driving your car could lead to loss of life. They're gonna have to ban every creator on this platform that does extreme sports. This makes no sense, even in a legal terminology. But I do know that they were getting outside pressure from lobbyist groups like Hope Not Hate, who were telling them you have to ban Lauren Southern, you have to get her off your sites. And I think they just, they folded to that and didn't want to say it publicly because no site wants to admit they're making their policy decisions based off pressure from lobbyist groups and not their actual policy on free speech. Because what kind of creator is going to trust your site and go join it if any lobbyist organization could pressure them to kick you off, and there's no real guarantee. That's your income. The moment that happened, I was like, I'm in Italy filming something right now, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford flights home because my whole income has just been taken away from me. It's a pretty, shocking experience, but you roll with the punches in this kind of world for sure. Everyone who works in politics knows that.
Hey guys, want to take a quick second and thank our newest sponsor, Fume. If you go to fumeessential.com, FUMESSENTIAL.com, and use promo code Malice10, you get 10% off your order. What is it? Fume is a natural, non-addictive replacement for smoking, vaping, and nicotine addictions. It's not a vape, it's not a cigarette. It's a hollow piece of Canadian maple with cores that are infused with the benefits of the world's super plants. This is a great replacement therapy because one of the things people who smoke or vape have an issue with is that what do you do with your hands, right? Like you always had that ritual. This replaces that ritualized behavior and can help you transition to getting rid of nicotine addiction. There's a wide selection of cores. They focus on flavor, aroma, and the specific effect you're looking for. Lavender to relax, peppermint to have good breath, and they're made in Canada with Canadian maple. Thank you, Lauren. You probably relate to these people. If you go to FUMEssential.com, look at their entire selection. There's more than half a dozen flavors. They explain the program, and if you use promo code Malice10, you get 10% off your entire order. Let's get back to the Canadian. What made you decide to return to the internet after all this time?
There were a few things. One, okay, so here's. I did this stupid me. If I could go back in time and smack myself in the face and say, you stupid bitch, I would. But I did a very long documentary with The Atlantic.
Right, yeah. The story of My Body was in there too.
Yep, and they swore on their life when they started it. I told them no for a year. I'm like, I'm not doing this documentary. I don't trust you. I don't trust mainstream media. They sat down with me, and I met them a few times because they were following around Cernovich and a few other figures, and I was just like, hello in passing. But they were like, we promise you, we want to actually understand conservatism. We want to understand the Trump wave. We think all these other sites like Vice and BuzzFeed, they just make caricatures, and no one's interested in that. No one's interested in another hit piece. We want to actually understand why people supported Trump and show the normal side of that.
Let me ask quickly. Do you think in retrospect they were lying or they were delusional?
I actually think there could be three things.
Okay.
I think that there was a chance that they did want to make a genuine documentary investigating and humanizing people, but The Atlantic took a look at it and were like, absolutely not. You will make this a hit piece. So I think there was a chance for that.
Yeah.
But the level of betrayal that happened behind the scenes, like the promises made, secret recordings, all of this, was just to the degree that I can no longer look at